Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose, and in today's video we are going to talk about the misuse of dating sites and dating apps. Okay, so today I came across this story. Sometimes I get on YouTube and I select a story to listen to while I'm doing something else. Maybe I'm working and I want to listen to something. And I was listening to this story, and it's a story of a young woman of 18 years. She's only 18 years old, and she found herself in a very difficult situation because apparently she went looking for a job as a house help, just working in somebody's house as a housekeeper. And unfortunately, the owner of that house took advantage of this young girl, and she ended up having a baby out of that. Now, the story gets to online dating when she decides that she's going to use dating apps because she had some people, I suppose, talking on social media about how they have found foreign men who are, supporting their lavish lifestyle, and that's how she ended up on dating sites. Now, when she got on dating sites, she met people, of course, but these people did not have good intentions. She's just a young girl. She put there that she's only 18, and she found what I would describe as predators, okay? So she finds these people, and of course she's inexperienced. She doesn't know anything about online dating. She's just there to omoka. So she's just there to, make money because she believes that, that's how young women are getting rich, by getting on dating sites and finding these these foreign men. So now she finds these men who are getting her to do a lot of weird things on video calls, and then they end up going to Kenya, and I think some of them are already in Kenya. I don't know, because she talked about a few meetings that she had with these guys, and it's really traumatizing. Now, what I want to say is that this online dating used to be a good thing. Okay, people used to meet on dating sites, and obviously, like, how can I say that it never used to be a good thing? Now, the only thing that has happened now recently, because we are obviously talking a lot about dating sites, and I met this guy, now I'm in the US, now I'm in the UK, now I'm living abroad, and I'm living this, lavish lifestyle as a result of meeting this person on a dating site. What is happening is that people are getting on dating sites, and this is the mindset they have. And also, on the other side, there are people who are like, okay, so I can just get a girl, I can get an African girl if I get on these dating sites, and I get to do whatever I want. And especially if I'm going there on holiday, I can just do whatever I want to this girl. That is what is happening. During the pandemic, the people who actually met their people during that time, I feel like those are the people who met genuine people, because that's when genuine people actually got on dating sites, because everything was online, like I keep saying. So online dating was kind of normalized then, between the years of 2020, 2021, even early 2022. But after that, things transitioned to, back to normal, and people are offline now. They got off dating sites, and, they were just meeting in person, So now we were left with people who are joining dating sites because obviously dating sites became popular, but they are not joining dating sites with good intentions. So, all this to say, if you're going to get on a dating site, stop with this mentality that you're going there to get rich quickly, because a lot of people who are going there, with that mentality are ending up in trouble. They are ending up traumatized. They are ending up doing a lot of things because you're driven by money. Therefore, whatever this person tells you to do, you're going to do because your focus is money. Okay, your focus is money. So your dignity doesn't matter, your respect doesn't matter, your physical health doesn't matter, because I was so saddened, listening to this story, because this girl said that one of the guy who was a Turkish guy, and she's calling him Mzungu, this guy came and he actually confessed that, you know, he had some issues. I cannot go into details because obviously this is not my story, but I am so saddened by what that girl said, because she said despite everything that this guy said, you know, her focus was money, because he had promised that he should give her 30,000 Kenya shillings, and now she was just focused on that money, that 30,000 Kenya shillings, and some gifts that he should give her. In the end, he didn't give her anything. Okay, he gave her like 3,000 shillings, that is under $30. And before then, he was actually threatening her life, and he was threatening to do a lot of things if she doesn't do what he says. So she put herself in danger because of this money. So that is why I'm saying, if you get on a dating app and on a dating site and your focus is money, my sister, you are going to be in trouble, because you're going to put everything aside and you're just going to focus on this money, and in the end you are going to be traumatized. And this is why whenever I see comments on my TikTok videos, or even here on my YouTube videos, and I see somebody saying, Rose, find me a white guy because I'm suffering, I'm in a bad situation. I'm like, no, that is not the mentality you should go there with. You should not be thinking that you're going to find a savior on online dating, on a dating site. There are no saviors there. In fact, a lot of people who are there, they are actually predators. They are people who are just there to misuse African women. They are just there to make you do weird things. They are just there to make you, just to make funny jokes and whatever they think is funny jokes. And another thing I noticed, this girl said the first video call that she had with one of the guy, or as soon as they moved to WhatsApp, the first picture he sent was a picture of his you-know-what. And then she was like, why don't you send me a picture of how you look like? Is that the only picture you have on your gallery? And then the next thing he does is send a picture of himself in front of a mirror with no clothes on. My sister, if you talk to somebody on a dating site and that is the first picture that he's sending you to you, that message is very clear. If he's sending that kind of picture to you, the message is very clear. Okay? So the thing I feel like if you're going to talk to somebody and they already sent you something like that, that first of all is very disrespectful. Okay? Why are they exposing you to that against your will? You're not supposed to see that because they didn't tell you, they didn't ask for your permission. There's this girl I watched on TikTok, and she was talking about she's involved in this there is this thing that is trending now on TikTok about, you should get on this website, and then you should you just sit there, and then there are some people who are just going to just randomly send you money. And this girl said it's not about getting on that website and sitting there and getting people to send you money, okay? That is a job, and she says she's been doing that for the last 10 years, okay? It's this financial dominance thing. And she said on that website, there is a category where people send you such things to watch, but before they expose you to such things, they are supposed to pay you because it's a service, okay? So whenever somebody sends you a picture like that, they are actually abusing you because they are exposing you to something that you did not consent to. Okay? You are not supposed to watch something like that. In fact, you are not supposed to watch for free. As I said, there is a website where people send such videos, they send such pictures, they go live and they do those things, and women sit there and watch and they get paid. That's how they make their money. We listen, we don't judge. That's how they make their money. So every time you get on a dating site and somebody is sending you that kind of content, in fact, this is my motto. You can disagree or you can agree. I don't know. But for me, I always say if somebody exposes you to something like that you did not want to see, you should go on where you should go. I don't know, Google, Telegram, wherever you go. Find something that is not pleasing to the eye and send it back to him. And he has, because he sent you a male one, you have to send a male one. Okay? Because you need to show him exactly what what he's exposing you to, because you did not consent. So, all this to say, online dating has been, has become something else. Okay, these dating sites have been misused. They never used to be places where people go and find clients and do business. As I said, there are specific websites for that business. And there it's so clear, it's upfront. The websites are set up that even before somebody approaches you, they have to pay for your time. So I feel like these people are just wasting. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know what you're doing, and you need not to get on a normal dating site, because those people are actually misusing you. They are just, making you provide services that they are supposed to be paying for, but they are not paying. They are not paying you. And let me tell you something else. If somebody sends you 3,000 shillings, as I said, that is under $30. That is not how much they are paying there on those websites. Those websites are expensive. So they are exploiting you online. Whether they come to see you or whether they just make you do things online, they keep you there and they tell you, take your clothes off, do this, as that young lady was explaining. They're misusing you because they're supposed to be paying for those services, and there are people who are professionals who are doing that, and that's how they're making their money. So please, stop misusing dating sites. If you want to do that kind of business, there are specific websites where you can do that business, and you need to know what you're doing so you are not exploited and you are not taken advantage of and you are not traumatized. This young girl is traumatized, and I feel so sorry for her, and I hope that she will get the help that she needs, because she's just a child. And I hope her life will turn around, and take the right direction, because I don't judge. Of course, I know circumstances forced her to do things that she did not want to do, because even as she's narrating her story, you can see the emotions, and you can see she's just a child who, she just didn't know what she was doing. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that, and just, let you know that dating sites are not for that. It's just that people have transformed them into places where they're just, taking advantage of people, and others have just, decided that's where they're going to make quick money and get clients, but then they are ending up being, misused. Anyway, my name is Rose. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel today. If you have watched all this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I have an announcement. Our podcast is coming up. I've been working on it, and we are just going to put it here on YouTube and see how it goes, and then we'll put it on Spotify. But for now, we are going to launch it here on YouTube. It's gonna be like, I'm so excited. The thing is with that podcast is that I can just tell my stories, and I can just make like 100 episodes or something. Like it's oh my goodness. But I am open to your stories as well. Get, slide on my DMs on Instagram at roseblogger2, and just, if you have a story to share, just, share your story, and then we can bring it to life, So thank you so much, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye bye for now.